Hi, so in today's video, I'm going to show you how to crochet this flower basket. This one's a sunflower, and then this one is a normal flower. So you can do whatever colors and it'll match up with that flower that you're doing. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to crochet this. So the things you will need are yarn. I'm using this Wait For yarn, pink and white, and then needles to weave in the ends, a 4mm hook, and some scissors. So first you're going to start by doing a magic circle. You're going to cross the yarn over in the front and keep it straight on the bottom. Then you're going to put your hook through that first loop and grab onto the second one. Then you're going to chain one, and then you're going to do 6 single crochets into that hole. There are a lot of videos on how to do magic circles, so if you're having trouble, then you can look that up, or there's also ways to do um, like a fake magic circle with just chaining, so you could also look that up and then it'll be the same thing. So now you're going to just pull that string to close the magic circle, and then you can just count backwards if you need to, but in that first stitch you are going to do a single crochet, and then you're going to do another single crochet again in that same stitch, so that that is called an increase. And then in that first one that you did, make sure to put a stitch marker or a piece of yarn just to remember where that first stitch you did, because so that you don't crochet into it again on your second round. So I just use a piece of yarn. So after you did that first 2 stitches in that first stitch, you are going to do 2 single crochets into every single stitch around the magic circle. So, and that's how it'll be for the first round until you reach your stitch marker. That's how it's going to be. So for the next round, just remember to take out that stitch marker or piece of yarn and just single crochet into that hole again, and then don't forget to put it back, the stitch marker or yarn again after every round. Don't forget to do that, it's very important. So for this round, for the next stitch, you are going to be doing 2 single crochets into that hole, and then the next one's going to be just 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochets, then 1, and then so on. 2 single crochets in a hole is called, in a stitch, is called an increase, so that's what I will be calling it for the rest of the video. So this round is just 1 single crochet and then an increase, just repeated for the whole round. So at the end of each round, make sure that the stitch before the stitch marker is an increase, so 2 single crochets into that stitch before. That's how you can kind of check your work to make sure that you're doing it right. So then just make sure to take out that stitch marker, do a single crochet into that hole, and then put back the stitch marker. For this round, it's going to be 2 single crochets and then an increase. So I just did a single crochet into that stitch marker hole, and then now I'm doing another single crochet, and then in the other hole, the next stitch I'm doing an increase. So it's just 2 single crochets and then an increase, repeated for the whole round. So for the next round, make sure it ends with an increase right before, and then do a single crochet into that next hole, and then put back the stitch marker. And for this round, it's going to be 3 single crochets and then an increase. So I'm just going to do 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches, and then an increase, which is 2 single crochets, and repeat that for the whole round. So for the next round, it's going to be 4 single crochets and then an increase. So as you can see, it's kind of just repeating itself. Each round, you're just adding another single crochet and one increase, and that's, you're just going to repeat that for the rest of the round. After this round, I do stop with increasing the circle. This is how big I want the bottom of my basket to be, but you can do it however big you want. You can do five. So the next round would be 5 single crochets and then an increase. You could go another round and then do 6 single crochets and an increase, and you can really make this basket as big as you want. I just wanted a smaller basket since I already made that big sunflower one, but you can do it however many you want and then just follow the rest of the tutorial the same way, just with a larger bottom of the basket. So for the next round, I just took out that stitch marker, and you are going to start off that round with a single crochet into the back loop only. So as you can see, do you see that like V right there? So you're just going to go into that back loop and then do a single crochet into it. And then of course don't forget to insert the stitch marker or yarn back into that first stitch that you made. Very important. But yeah, you're just going to repeat that all the way around, just 1 single crochet all around in the back loops only, and this will give it that basket shape, and so that it can help stay up on its own. For the next round, you're just going to single crochet into that stitch with your stitch marker in it, and then just put it back. And then for this round, you're just going to do single crochet all the way around. You don't have to do it in the back loops anymore. That was just for that past round. So for the rest of the rounds, you're just going to keep going, doing single crochets. So as many rounds as you'd like. It just make sure at the end of each round you remember to put that stitch marker back in. But besides that, you're just going to keep going and doing single crochet rounds for as many as you'd like. So here I am doing my second round of single crochets. So I believe I did 11 rounds, but you can do as many as you'd like. If you want to do the same height as I have, then do 11, but it's very versatile. So I will come back when I have finished all the 11 rounds that I want to do, and then I'll show you the next step. So here I am. I have finished all the rows that I want to do, and now I'm just single crocheting into that last stitch, and then next to that I am doing a slip stitch just to tie it off, and then I'm chaining one and then cut off the yarn. So now I'm going to show you how to make these petals that I'm showing you right now. That's what they will look like. So you're going to start by inserting your hook into whatever stitch you want. It really doesn't matter, but I just usually start off where I ended with the white yarn. So then you're going to put the color you want. I'm choosing pink. So you're just going to wrap that around the hook and then thread that through, and then you're going to chain 3. Then I'm going to do a double crochet into that same stitch that I just did, and then I'm going to do a treble crochet into that same stitch again, which is just yarning over 2 in the beginning. And then after that I'm going to do, I believe it's called a double treble crochet, which is just yarning over 3. And now you're going to just chain 2, and then now we're going to make a little picot on the top of the leaf or the petal. So you're just going to put your yarn through those 2 little loops right there from in the beginning of the 2 chains that you just did, and then you're going to do a slip stitch for that. And then you're going to do a double treble crochet into the next stitch. You're basically going in reverse now from the other crochets you just did. So now you're going to do a treble crochet into that same stitch again, and then you're going to do a double crochet into that same stitch. And now you're going to chain 2, and you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And then you're going to chain 3 and just repeat that process again. So I'll go through with it with you one more time. So you're just going to chain 3 like we did before, and then do a double crochet into that same stitch. And then you're going to do a treble crochet into that same stitch again. And then do a double treble crochet into that same stitch again. And then you're going to chain 2 and crochet into those 2 little loops right there that you can see. And you're just going to slip stitch that so that it creates a little point at the top of your petal. And then you're going to do a double treble crochet into the next stitch. And then you're going to do a treble crochet into the same stitch. And also a double crochet into that same stitch. Then you're going to chain 2 and do a slip stitch into the next stitch. Then you're going to chain 3 and then repeat that process over again for however many petals that you want. So as you can see, I am just finished doing my last petal, and now I am slip stitching into that last stitch that I had. And then now I'm going to also slip stitch into the first petal that I did, just so that it just will look nicer if I do that. And then just chaining 1 and then cutting off the yarn to end my work. And then just pulling that yarn through, and you're basically done. So now you're just going to get the extra tails from the yarn, and you're going to thread that through your needle and just thread in the ends wherever you can find a spot, really, and that it doesn't look weird. You're just going to put that through there just so that it doesn't come undone. You're going to do that for both pieces of yarn that you have, or however many pieces that you have, and then you'll just cut the yarn off, and then you'll be done. So this is the finished product. I finished threading in the ends and cutting the yarn off. As you can see, I made a pretty large sunflower one, but you can make it however big you want. You can even stack them, like make a bunch and stack them into each other, just make them smaller and smaller, and I think that would be super cute. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this tutorial and if you made one, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.